Okay, howdy. Trying to avoid the sun. Um, yeah, so like the title says, I am leaving Montreal, and I don't like exactly know how I feel about it. It kind of feels like I not failed, but like I do have an opportunity in Winnipeg, and it's kind of something I've always wanted to do, and it'd be easier to pursue it there than here. And I think when I came to Montreal, like I assumed that I was going to stay and like because I moved here for someone and like it's someone that I did see it working forever till one of us died or at least very like at least a good 10 years or something, um and it didn't, and that's life. And but I feel like here I have this theory, right? Like I definitely think, okay, of course, now that I'm starting they're gonna grind metal, hopefully you guys can't hear that, but I definitely have a theory about, like, I don't know. I feel like the more traveled a person is, and it depends how traveled they are, like what they do when they travel, it definitely does affect your life quite a bit. Like you definitely see things, you feel things. Like, let's say I were to go back and work in Winnipeg and work in cinema. It's like I've learned so much about how things can be done differently. I've seen much bigger projects than anything I've ever worked on in Winnipeg. And like I've worked on really big things, and like the attitudes here are very different. There's some things here that are harder than I find harder than they were in Winnipeg. Some things are much easier. Some things are much better. And then there was like a bigger range of films, like smaller Quebecois shows and big Americans, and then Canadian films are filmed here too. So Canadian films are like mid tier here. And I think of it. It sounds dramatic, but a bit of like the hero's journey, right? Where I'm gonna walk around how I walk. It's kind of like the hero's journey. I just gotta make sure my scooter doesn't go missing. But it's like definitely like the hero's journey a bit, where like I went somewhere and I feel very changed by the experience of being in Montreal, and it feels okay. Like I don't know, it just feels kind of sad, and like some of the I feel like I didn't spend my time that wisely here, or maybe I did, but like I feel like now in the last week I'm scrambling to do a lot of things, and it's like I'm choosing between, okay, do I pack or do I set or do I go, like I went and visited a botanic garden, I went and visited some bars. And the last couple nights I've never visited, and yeah, honestly, I've been spending my money kind of crazy because I'm like, fuck, I'm not really coming back here, and I'm going back to Winnipeg anyways, and I've got a cheaper living situation, and I'm going to save more money, and I'm not going to be stressed by bills. And honestly, since me and my first ex didn't work out, like I've just been by myself out here, and no friends, no family, no one to room with, and I'm super protective of my cat, and it's like I don't really want to roommate with someone I don't know because then all of a sudden they let the cat out, or they're weird and they want to steal my cat or something, and like it sounds like a weird reason to not have roommates, but it's just like no, I'm just like very protective of him, and so it's like it's a little bit more expensive, and um, yeah, and because of that, it's definitely. Oh, I've been here. No, I've been streaming a lot, but it did. That's the funny thing. A lot of people have come in and be like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a while," but it's like, no, I've been streaming. I think if you're subscribed to someone, you just don't get all the notifications all the time. So yeah, maybe hit the notification bell if you're watching this in the future sometime and you like keeping up with me. I'm still experimenting with the type of content I put out. I'm just kind of putting out content, putting shit out, and like honestly, yeah, like I've had two girlfriends here, and I've dated a couple other people, and I've had really different experiences with people from different parts of the world. And that's something maybe Toronto and Montreal have on smaller cities out in the Midwest. Is like there's a lot more diversity, a lot more different like backgrounds of where people have come from and values. And so like dating these people and seeing their families, it's like interesting to see the values there versus at home. And it's like kind of like anytime you date anyone, you see different values, and they're very different from anyone. And like honestly, yeah, if I were to be honest, I'd say like my first really, really big heartbreak happened out here, and it's definitely taught me, or it's making me step back, and like I'm definitely like I don't know. You see your parents and you see your grandparents; they got married in their 20s, and I guess sometimes you hope that's gonna happen. And well, I'm almost 30, so I don't think it will. I mean, two girls in 2021 separately wanted to marry me. So, I mean, one girl, I like we went a little too quick. We're like, yeah, we should get married. We should get married. And yeah, and like to be honest, no, I just like a biggest lesson is like, you got to just work on your life, get the certificates you want, and build the things you want. Because, let's say you fall in love and you build a house or you build a family, and if that person leaves, at least you still have all the things you got for yourself, right? Just checking to make sure my stuff's still there. Yeah. Um, and like, you know, there was a time where this person had a ligament replacement surgery, and I don't know, I didn't think the rules of like these like little dating rules, like, oh, don't be careful not to do too much because they'll grow bored. It's like we worked 90 days in a row together, and like, or we saw each other 90 days in a row, and it's like we didn't feel bothered. It felt like such a good connection. Maybe it was a trauma bond. I don't know. But it also hurts because this person like never once posted. We dated 8 months, never, but wanted to get married to me, but never posted me on any social media or like overly shared that we were dating. So honestly, it makes me think I'm like maybe she just it's not me that was special. It was just I happened to put up with some of her things that other people wouldn't have put up with, and so I think she was just more anti being alone than being in a relationship specifically with me. And that's okay. And that's just something you learn. That's something you watch out for the next time. Every relationship, I feel you learn a bit. And then also I have to look at myself, and I've been reading into stuff or talking to people, and it's like, well, you keep attracting certain things in your life, so there's obviously something you're doing, and so maybe it's something you're putting out into the universe. And this sounds very hippy dippy and astrologically or whatever you call it, but it's like I'm like maybe yeah, there are some things I really have to fix about myself to better connect with people and attract higher quality people, because honestly, like in the last 2 years, I've totally slashed people out of my life. And also, like, I think I have a problem where if I feel like I'm being disrespected and I want to push someone out of my life, I don't slowly ghost them or slowly respond to them less. I think I have like a big abrupt, like, no, fuck you, we're done. You disrespect me. Like, this was fucking stupid. Like, and so maybe that burns bridges where it's like maybe later me and this person as a friend or someone else would have met up. No, I definitely, I, I'm staying in Canada for the next little while, but I feel like once I get the certificates that I get and finish certain things that I want to finish, I think I'll be very well able to travel and work and live wherever I want. And I'm I don't know, it was fun here, and I did have a lot of fun, and I've experienced it. Like, I was thinking, like, sometimes I was like, oh, I wish I never came. But no, like, I got to see what a big city, living in a big city was like compared to Winnipeg, and seeing different values. And, like, I learned a lot about myself and life, and I feel like it's like I went away and now I came back and I'm a totally different person. And I still have a lot of things that I want to fix and want to get better. And it's like, honestly, I'll be honest with you guys, I've really lost my focus in the last little bit, and like, I think it's mostly just because I know it's like my last few months here, and now I'm down to less than a week here, and so yeah, no, I've been drinking a lot of the micro. I don't really drink beer a lot, or if I do, it's like one at a time. But it's like, I'm getting a little pudgy in the face, and so yeah, I don't know, like, but I've just kind of like let go, and I've not been as focused. And but like it's like I think you need to fall out of focus to really appreciate focus, and that sounds weird, but yeah. So it's like when I get back to Winnipeg, I've got 3 music videos to edit, and I've got uh, like things I need to work on, and I'm excited because I'm going to be living with someone that is very supportive of me and just in general like a good vibe. And I notice this person, everyone around her seems to be lifted up and she's a genuine person, and so I'm very happy to be living with this person. I think she'll have a and she has had a good influence on me, and she's probably going to end up watching this. So thanks, you know who you are. Thank you, Shar. Um, so yeah, like, and I think I've got it's Saturday. I'm leaving Thursday, and I guess yeah, I have a lot of packing to do, but some some of the things like I guess I'll go. I went out last night and had a big crazy night, and I'm like, that's the last crazy night I'll have. You know, it was the first time I've ever gone to a bar. Like normally I don't buy drinks at the bar, but this was like the first time I've ever gone to a bar and just like sat and had whatever I wanted. Didn't care about money, and it's like I'm letting go of all the stress and all the bad things that happened, and it's just I'm like leaving it here. I'm leaving all the bad shit that happened here. And yeah, and I think like all the times of like I've definitely looking back, there's certain decisions or times where it's like maybe my temper got the best of me, and like that ruined opportunities, and like um, yeah, so that's something I definitely want to work on, and like not letting people get to me, and like dealing with workplace like assholes, and like I've learned a lot about how to like deal with them. It's like you kind of just gray rocking has been the best method, and I've definitely like I worked in cinema, so I work with people that love talking about themselves, like fit a lot of the traits of like the clinical narcissist, and like need to put other people down to lift them up. And it's like the best thing I've learned for dealing with people like that is you just have to be totally uninteresting. You just have to like never react and never really, I don't know, you just kind of gotta like, that's cool. Anyways, as one person said, I'm embarrassing myself. So yeah, I don't know if you guys have any suggestions of what I should do with my final few days in Montreal, other than rapidly packing uh, and selling some of my shit. Let me know. Also, I saw Black Adam, and Black Adam sucked. That's like literally, I've honestly, normally I'm very positive about movies, and I thought Black Adam was god awful. I thought the editing was awful. I thought a lot of the acting, and like I feel like the script supervisor or something, like there's certain times like actors were like super bummed out and sad, and then like 2 minutes later in the story, totally different like vibe and feeling. And yeah, I definitely think um, I'm normally super positive about movies and superhero movies especially, and I'm always like, oh, every film's got like something great about it. And like honestly, I just thought Black Adam was just meh. And nothing that notable about it. So, oopsies. Honestly, that's like this is the first time where I'm like, yeah, it will actually probably save you time and money to not go see it. And I've never shit on a movie. It's just I just really didn't like it. I normally name any superhero movie, I'll be like, oh, this like I like Thor: Dark World even, but I can't stand Black Adam to be honest. So, um, yeah, you guys have a good day. Sorry if this was a really weird video, but oopsies poopsies, and yeah, have a good day. Ciao, bye.